Peace, power, and love this great morning and another day of breathing the life-giving air the Creator blessed us with again to rise to go into our environments to uplift our brothers and sisters and uplifting ourselves. I just want to say today, I've been doing a lot of reflecting and thinking about myself and how I am connected to my community at large, as far as like the Christian community, the Islamic community, all religious community, all communities that saying, like they're conscious and enlightening and awakening and all that. And I look at it and I say, all this going on, right? But there's no connection with all this going on, with all these people of a semblance of God consciousness or creative consciousness or whatever. And we're not connecting to each other in a way that we are developing infrastructure, and we just still caught up in perpetrating the system that be and not developing along the lines of us coming together. We still separated in our ideologies and stuff like that. And I was just thinking about that for a couple of days in my personal growth and development. And I'm trying to get a grasp of that. I'm trying to wrap my mind around that. Why is this occurring like this? And is it part of the social narcotics that we suffer from? This institutionalized racism that exists. And are we so affected by it that we can't come together collectively? I don't believe that. I just don't see it happening on a large scale. It may be in the little pockets, but it needs to be connected so that we can have a collective power instead of a separate power, one pocket of power here, one pocket of power over there. We need to bring this into one atmosphere, one dynamic, not changing our way of life or religion. But if we are all what we say we are, then we got to come together, bring that together, and pool those resources in development. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were saying like Ward 8 is the poorest ward economically, educationally, and things of that nature. But we got to overcome that mentality. And we can't let nobody validate us, even though it may be that way on paper. But within ourselves, we got to bring each other up. We got to bring each other to a certain level of comfortability of everybody being on the same page. We need to do that. Yesterday, we're in the process of doing it, but the people that are of that somewhat predicament, you can't live in there. You can't wallow in that. You got to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, or by your mindset, by your. You got to read. You got to understand. You can't just accept being in that type of situation or circumstances. You have to. You have to come out of that. You got to bring yourself out of that. You got to reach out. You got to call out. You got, if you need the help, call out for the help. But you got to be your own help most of all. It's about self-help first and foremost. You have to be the change that you're looking for. You just can't always want somebody to give you a hand out or a hand up unless you put forth an effort for that, so that we can collectively be what we're supposed to be to each other. The concept of like crabs always pulling each other down, I don't go for that. I think the concept is this here. I think that crab that's up top, he reaching back to pull people out, but there's so many people that's in the bucket or the pot trying to get out of that heat, and it just looked that way. We got to change the concept. We got to change our language. We got to change our thoughts. We got to be more dynamic in our approach to our personal growth and development so that we can be part of the collective growth and development. And again, I ask my brothers that's out there that's pulling the triggers, man, we got to heal, man. We got to overcome that mentality, you know. It ain't that much money to, you know, take people's lives for the reasons that they may be doing it. And it's hard for me to say because I don't know what the reason is behind that. But, man, we got to do some healing, some self-healing. We need the one pulling the trigger and the one that getting the trigger pulled on. Because we all in this thing together, man. We're a community, we're a nation, we're a clan, we are everything to each other that we need to be. But it got to be about self-healing, man, and stop this self-hate. It's by design, and it's from this social narcotics, man. It's from this institutionalized racism, and that is a fact. You can't get around it. It may seem like it's not. It may seem like everything's going all right and everything, but it's a system of illusion in our reality that, just like Dr. King said, he said out of his own mouth, he said his dream has come into a nightmare. He said that. He said that he might be leading us into a house that's on fire. And the fire's not out now. And it's almost, what, almost 50 years? It's 49 in a few months, 8 months or something like that, that his concept or his words were spoken out loud. Can't you still hear the echo of his words today as we march in his honor again coming up? Can't you still hear the echoes of them dumbing down our children in school, the pipeline, the prison? Can't you hear the echo of his words in the housing situation, the employment situation? Can't you hear the echoes of his words 49 years and about 8 months later? Just listen. Listen to it. It's out there. And we're here we got to change that condition first in our psyche, in ourselves, and be productive in reaching out, trying to help other people that need the help, and dealing with things on a naturalistic basis, simplistic basis, and just helping each other, man, on the principle of Kwanzaa. Don't forget, whatever principle of Kwanzaa you want to practice today, practice it. In this day, in our black history, our black story is still moving forward because we're making history in everything that we do. And we got to connect that. We got to connect it with each other. We got to connect it if you're Christian, if you're Muslim, if you're Jew, if you're conscious, if you're revolutionary, if you're Black Panther, if you anything, you're community activists. We got to come together. We got to come together. We got to heal. I know a lot of us be dealing outside of us and this and that. I guess it ain't no problem. But the thing is, we as a people, we must heal. If we don't do our healing and go through what we're going through, this trickery and deception of how we perpetrate this same system generation after generation, and don't develop a system for us globally, reaching out globally, and all politics are local, as they say. If we can't do it within our homes and our communities, then we're shortchanging ourselves. If we go into a system that's to be part of the system and not change the system, then we're shortchanging ourselves again. We're perpetrating the ideology that already exists. But who am I? I'm just an individual. I'm just an individual with a love in my heart and a perception in my mind that I proclaim from the divine in the temple of my body where this energy of the divine lies. That's I am. That's I am. The all in all of that. And I live for that. And I live for my people because I love my people. That's been my upbringing. I can't say no more than that. That's who I am by my coming to the canal of life, through the Yanni to here, in this realm, and all the information that came into my computer, the data that I have is that type of data. I can't help it. I just gotta live that life and be that which I say I am. I can't be fake, phony, or none of that. I gotta be real in what I feel. I know I ain't perfect, but that's my struggle with this struggle in this realm, in this dimension of this illness that affect us as a whole. And I'm not gonna give it up. This how I'm gonna live. This how I'm gonna speak. This how I'm gonna talk. Long as life is in my temple, long as the energy is in my temple, and I'll do it this way and be correct in doing it, being real with doing it, with the love of my people at heart. And I just want to express that one thought again when I was reflecting, when I was astral traveling, that we claim to be all these things. Even myself, I claim to be who I am. Then I got to live it. I got to speak it. I got to be. It got to be seen in my actions. I can't just be saying something and not showing it. My words have to reflect my walk, or my walk have to reflect my words. And you have to see me before I get there, because that's the energy that I'm giving out, energy of constructive development of my people in this community and on the planet Earth. It might be, it seems as though that kind of talk is not acceptable or whatever, but it is. It's real, and it's real for me, even in the things or where I be at in this life. And that's where I'm gonna be there, doing that for the love of my people. And I just wanted to express that thought today. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jew, conscious, revolutionary, or whatever, we can't be separated. We got to come together under whatever banner that we claim. We can't be egotistical, self-centered, or arrogant. We got to be humble in all humility. We got to heal together. And those that know got to teach those that don't know. And whatever area that they need help in, we got to do that. Each one reach one, each one teach one. It takes a village to raise a child. We got to be extended family members. We got to do all these things, man. Yesterday, and my brothers and my sisters, the sisters most of all, because y'all the first teachers of our children. Y'all the first teachers of our tomorrows, of the next generation of our leaders. So we got to always hold our sisters in homage, high esteem. And brothers, we got to be strong. We got to be the warriors that are in balance with our women and our sisters. And with that, I'm not going to stay on here long, because I had to rest up a little longer than I usually do. But I want to say, in all humility and a humble disposition, I am in love with what I do, what I say, what I speak, because it's through love that we're going to change things. It's through love and peace that we're going to change things. It ain't going to be through hostility. It may be through defense, because the time is coming shortly upon us that we have another political dilemma or political energy that we're going to have to be dealing with in this system, because it's a political system. And we're going to have to face that situation once it arrives. No telling how it might be, because some people believe that it's going to be politics as usual, and that this guy, this person that's taking over the pontifice, or the Roman emperor, or whatever that, or the president of the United States of hypocrisy, or the United States, whatever, that person, that personality, that we got to deal with him and his cabinet. Because we know it ain't like we can't be hypnotized and just like we don't know who the personality and the character of these people. He spoke it. The people around him spoke it. We know how they are. We just can't be like under robot control, or walk into this stuff with our eyes wide closed and not realize and not be wise in our realization of what's happening in this political arena, where the game that they playing It ain't no game. It's serious. And it's our lives involved and our children's lives at stake. Because I know this how I feel. My son went through all he went through that I asked him to do. Now he at this door getting into his life. And then he got to deal with this. I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't want no anarchy, police state, race war, none of that. Because I want our children to live and be productive. Because they are leaders. They prepared themselves for leadership in this domain. That's all our children, by extended family. And that's my only fear in this thing, that something that shouldn't take place happens. Because they're always looking for collateral damage to get another policy made or something like that. And we just got to be prepared. That's why we just got to not set back, but step back. And not only step back, but be watchful and observant. And not only that, do something with yourself first and foremost in growth and development, and reach out in the community, do the same thing. Preparation is the best thing for us to do, and be prepared for anything. That's like, man, be ready to, get your survival equipment or a survival pack just because the lights might go out or anything. Prepare with flashlights, candles, and all that. If it go down. Can't be too paranoid and can't be too lax. But we just got to deal with the facts. And we know what's happening. The fact is that we got a personality coming in there that some people say he all right, and I don't know. Not what I heard from him, but could be all part of the political game plan, because, sometimes it's politics instead of politics in this hypocritical circle that transpired in those circles of this social narcotics, institutionalized racism, white supremacy. That hasn't stopped and it's still going on. And it's in motion, full motion, because they got an agenda. Believe me, they got an agenda. And with that, I say peace, power, and love for our people, no matter where they're at on this planet. We got to unify. We do it locally first, and then like the universe is always expanding. We got to expand that unity. First, we got to touch each other within our community. We got to love our people and show them love. We have to touch their heart, touch their mind, and touch their spirit. It's this time we got to bring them around. We got to be holistic in this harmony and peace, and have a vibration of harmony and peace among us, so that our youth will stop killing each other senselessly. It's not worth it, because you affect more than yourself when you pull that trigger. It's a ripple effect. Mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters. And just reflect. Would you want that to be your brother, mother, or sister, that your trigger is being pulled on? If we put down the trigger, pulling it on each other, and we might need those to defend ourselves, not against ourselves, but what we might be faced with in the future. So my brothers, I plead with you, and my sisters, whoever hurting each other, stealing from each other, robbing each other, we got to stop that. And the cause of it is by design. We got to stop taking drugs, selling drugs, and all that. I know slow money people don't like, but slow money is show money. But as they say, and we pull our resources, we can get the same thing. We shouldn't be consumers anyway. We should be producers, entrepreneurs. And sometimes people say those things it's an entrepreneur thing when you be doing that, but you can do it better. You don't be an entrepreneur to hurt anybody. You be an entrepreneur to uplift people. The same thing you do in that world, you got the skills. Do it in the real world, in the legitimate world, so we can build upon your knowledge, your strength, your intelligence, your love, your power. We need you. You're leaders. And brothers on the corner, y'all leaders. Realize that, man. Realize if you organize like you organize, and on another plane, another level, you're like an army, man, that we may need in the future. Got to just organize, come together, communicate, and let the elders know they ain't got no be fearful of you, because we come from each other. We got to protect each other. You got to protect our elders and our youth that's under you. You got to protect that next generation. You got to protect yourself. Please, man, I'm pleading with you as I'm pleading with myself, because I hear what I'm saying first. I plead with you, man. Develop some love, man. Heal, man. Overall, I don't know. I know you. They say hurt people. Man, get over the hurt. We got to get over all the cliches and be just natural and simplistic and that divine nature that we have. Let's start talking about that. Let's let go all those cliches of, man, I got to eat and this and that. You eat every day, man. You get a beautiful sister that you treat right, she won't look out for you. A queen will look out for a king, man. You just got to be productive, man. You just got to put forth some effort. That's all. And you can't keep up with the Joneses. Your time will come. Take it slow. Especially our brothers that's coming out that door. Don't be caught up in revolving door syndrome, recidivism. Come out here and establish yourself. We need y'all, man. We need y'all to collectively deal with the issues out here on the positive side of things. Use your talents and your knowledge. Like a lot of brothers come out here or been out here and who are established in the community, come from the crypto sales and the belly of the beast, and they're doing much greater things in our community. We got to all connect on that level and that same energy, be it one. And that's how I was getting ready to go, and I always do that with this continuous communication. But I just wanted to convey that, which I just did. And with that, once again, I say peace, love, and power to us and from us, for the people, to the people, with direction of divine decree and on the pathway of our ancestors. They left the sign. We got the torch. The torch is shining bright. Defy the heat from that torch. And we just got to follow the guiding light to our infrastructure, our organization, and our unification. Love somebody. Tell somebody you love them. Hug them and uplift them. And don't put nobody down. Lift everybody up. We got to change our language. We got to change our thoughts and the way we look at each other. We got to be a family, a true family, no matter, an extended family. We got to overcome all our idiosyncrasies and all our little bickering or whatever, man, and be more positive. That positive energy is what we got to do. And with that, I'm gone, my brothers and my sisters, but in love, peace, and understanding. Love y'all.